Hello my friends, how you doing? This is Dan McDonald, the Life Regenerator. This is a video for Des Britton, the British guy who made this totally cool spoof about he took his shirt off and he's got his belly there and he's got his little ghetto blender and he's making the very first smoothie he's ever done in his life, and he didn't do too well. So I wanted to make a video to show him how he can make a smoothie, okay? But before I do that, I wanted to let all you guys know I've been trying to make this video for a while, but I've got this really great information product. I love that word, product. But anyways, I did this interview with my friend Andrew, and I just really knocked it out of the ballpark. It's kind of the culmination of 15 years of work in fitness and nutrition, and then of course 10 years in the raw foods, and then about another 7 years working in the tissue regeneration through the alkalization and detoxification process, and then now getting more deeply into the deeper levels of energetics of healing. So I did an interview, and I wanted to make that available to you because a lot of you have asked over the last year and a half if I would produce some kind of MP3 or something that you can download. So it's finally going to be down below, $23. It's an hour and a half of some super duper inspirational information that you'll want to listen to time and time again to keep you focused on health and raw foods. And there's just a few things in there about how to eliminate diseases. There's specific diseases, but I'm not going to say the names. Can you dig it? And the power of love and forgiveness and healing is in there. Also the difference between juicing and smoothies, which I'm about to do right here. So totally go down and get that information product. I've made about 30 products or information downloads, and none of them were good enough because I'm not going to give you any junk. So this one's really cool. You're going to love it. I promise you that. I mean, I'm very critical of my work, and I was very on point in that interview. Andrew was a real fun-loving guy who just pulled it right out of me. The good stuff, you know what I mean? He just ran a great interview. So thank you for letting me share that. $23, check the link below. Let me make a smoothie for Des Britton. Dude, that was a great video, and I just felt sorry for you because you're pathetic. I'm just kidding, man. Pretty good for the first time, but don't burn up that blender. But so this is what you need to do, my brother. If you have a smaller blender, like I could throw this whole thing in my Vitamix and it will work because this is a super high-powered blender. But if you are only have like a ghetto blend, or if you have something more middle of the road, then you're going to have to cut stuff up smaller and use water to get everything to emulsify. Okay, so this is I've got a pear, a mango, a banana, a date, 3 stalks of celery, and 6 kale leaves. Okay, so I just grabbed a bunch of random stuff, but guess what? I bet you this is going to be a great smoothie. So I'm going to take the pear, and then you can do this with apples or any of the other fruits that have the seeds, but I take a melon baller and get rid of the seeds that way. Now you can emulsify the seeds in the blender if you want. I like to take them out just for smoothness. I know there's supposed to be a problem with the apple seeds, but you'd have to drink like the juice of 5 pounds of apple seed to get enough cyanide to kill you. I lived on an apple farm and drank gallons and gallons of unseeded apple juice, and I'm fine. So, but it's just a good idea to take the seeds out of apples and pears. So I'm going to cut this pear into small chunks, which is what you need to do, my brother, if you're going to make a smoothie in that little blender of yours, okay? And then you make sure the juicy stuff starts out at the bottom. I wouldn't want to put the kale in there first, would I? No, I want to put the juicier fruits and vegetables in the bottom first. So that would be this pear. Second would be this mango, which I hope to not make too much of a mess out of. I'm going to just, I kind of cut it down the middle, and then I peel off the peeling of the mango. And this mango is actually really ripe and delicious. Now I wouldn't lick the mango if it was for somebody else, but this smoothie's for me. This is my breakfast, and it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Some days I just don't feel like eating, and today was one of those days. So I'm just going to have a nice little, this is my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Anyways, I'm going to cut the mango off of the seed. and make some nice small chunks out of that. Do the best I can here with it. Anyways, it takes a little bit of an art to learn how to peel the mango off. Sometimes I'll just take my hand and just squeeze it off like this. It's a lot more messy, but it gets it right down to the bare seed. You know what I mean? Gets it all down in there, so I can toss that seed, and I'll just throw the rest of this mango in the Vitamix. And if you don't mind, I'll take a second here. So break that up into chunks too, especially if you have a ghetto blend. Let me rinse my hands off here for a second, guys. And girls, ladies and gentlemen. Cool, cool. Now I've got a date. I'm going to toss that in. Make sure that you take the seed out of the date. If you put a seed, no matter what kind of blender you got, if it's a high-powered or not, if you get the date seed, like you'll get pitted dates, and you'll be like, oh, they're pitted, so you'll grab a handful and throw them in, right? But sometimes it doesn't get the pit out. You will ruin like a $15 smoothie, and you'll be like, dang it. One date. Okay, and a banana. This is a ripe banana. I love bananas. I think they're a superfood. There was this guy that studied the banana, the blueberry, and the potato all his life, PhD, and he said, you know, the banana is the best food there is. I know there's a lot of controversy on bananas and hybridization. That's okay. Everything's hybridized. We can get into that later if you want. And I've got 3 stalks of celery. Ching. And then I've got 6 leaves of kale. So, like I said, like I could toss these in my Vitamix and it would go real well. But I'm going to just show you what you need to do, my brother. I don't even remember what your name is, if it really is Des or what. But you need to cut your veggies up a little smaller than me, okay? And the thing that you didn't do was cut the apple, for one. I was amazed at the bananas. But then you got to take some water, bro. You got to chop up your veggies and stuff, and then you got to take a little bit of water. There we go. Just, you know, I mean, that's about, I probably put in a cup, which is way more than I needed with a blender like this. I'm just going to take a little dash of cinnamon just to have fun. A couple dashes of cinnamon. And then I'm going to blend, baby. Now with a ghetto blend, it's going to take another minute or two. There's ghetto blend, then there's the middle of the road, like a Breville blender, and then there's the Vitamix or the Blendtec. And these are great tools to have if you're going to be a raw food dude. Anyways, thanks a lot for checking out that interview down below and donating 23 bucks. Your support means more than I will ever be able to tell you. I've been very fortunate. I've been working with a lot of people, and the universe keeps sending me deeper and deeper cases, and I keep getting deeper and deeper into the pathology of what true healing is at the deepest levels. I'm finding that people, I'll be like, well, did you forgive her? And he's like, well, I said I forgave her. And I said, well, did you really forgive her at depth? And he's like, no. And I'd be like, well, you know, if you really forgave her, then the knots in your stomach would probably go away, because a lot of the dudes out here are more like into the mechanics, the Newtonian paradigm, and so there'll be this diet or this protocol or this herb, but we got to get down underneath to the underlying stuff, the underlying resentments, the underlying fear, the underlying non-forgiveness. That's why I'm real happy to be giving out my message. Not only am I getting you electrified and alkalized and energized with real food, so that does help to start to disperse those coagulated energies, but that's only one level. If your mind is going to cling to those resentments, it's going to be a long time coming home before you really get well. And so I wish I could keep going on this video about it, but Just take the essence of that. We got to get deeper in if we're going to get the true healing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so yeah, go check out that interview I did with my friend Andrew, and really get inspired. With an hour and a half MP3 you can listen to on your computer. You can upload it onto your iPod, which I would recommend. And when you ever feel down and you need a boost, Dan the Man knocked that one out of the ballpark, and that ball is still flying, baby, because I was on fire during that interview. And I am really, really proud to present that to you as an opportunity to not only support Dan the Man and Krista, but also to get your hands on probably one of the greatest, most inspirational, educational hour and a half ever produced in the raw food world, baby. Can you dig it? Fantastic, baby. Juices, smoothies, fruits, salads, raw living foods. That's like step one. Forgiveness and love, that's step two. And total surrender of the mind, that's step three. And you don't have to go necessarily in that order. Heck, do it all at the same time, baby. Thank you so much for your constant support. It just means so much to me. I'm glad that I can be here to serve my brothers and sisters around the world with the love and a passion that I have for the deepest levels of healing and total freedom. A lot of love. Thank you.